Welcome back, everybody. This is Nodak Express Gaming. My name is Adam, and today we're taking a look at another alternative to Cyberpunk 2077 for those of us who are gaming on a budget. We're looking at Whispers of a Machine today. This game was released in 2019 and is described as a sci-fi Nordic noir that tells the story of Vera, a cybernetically augmented detective in a post-AI world who investigates a string of murders and unravels a dark conflict over forbidden technology. I picked this up on GOG. I've never played it before, so let's dive right in.
So,
Riding on a
what's with
train.
the gloomy look? Left someone dear behind?
Yeah. You could say that.
Why are you
Been
sitting right
there.
next to me?
So, Nordson, eh? You better buckle up. We've got some nasty weather coming in.
Is this just
I
a
heard.
stranger?
Sadly, caring about storms is a luxury people in my line
Some
of work
stranger
rarely
sitting
afford.
next to me on a
Oh,
train?
and what kind of work
There's an
is
open
that?
seat, two
Special
in front of
agent,
you.
Violent crimes. Central Bureau.
Well, shit.
Okay, so that was a stranger. He didn't know who I was. Whispers of a Machine.
You there. This is a restricted crime scene.
Oh, I have options. Okay. At ease. Hi there. I would probably go with this.
Vera England, Central Bureau.
Oh, you're Agent England. Sorry for shouting at you. I'm Gabriel.
Apology
Gabriel.
accepted. Now, brief me, please.
Certainly, ma'am. The victim is Carl Oscarson, age
Wonder who his
33,
dad was.
stabbed to death by an unknown
At some
assailant.
point in his
He worked here as
lineage.
a carpenter.
there
and
was
found
an
early
Oscar.
this morning by a coworker who's sitting over there by the window.
Vera can advance 3 distinct personality traits: empathetic, assertive, and analytical. Your choices will influence all 3, affecting the course of the story and the tools at your disposal. Advancing 1 personality trait always weakens the other 2, so make your choices carefully. Alright.
Don't hold back on my account, ma'am. I can handle criticism.
You're fired.
Good to hear. Now, give me a second while I examine the body.
Sure, I'll be here.
I like the voice acting here. This is really good.
So, is this where you use your X-ray vision?
My what?
Come on, you have to be aware of the rumors. How agents like you are supposed to be equipped with some kind of advanced cybernetics.
Let's just say I'm good at what I do. Strict no comment policy. Good at what I
Let's
do.
just say I'm good at what I do. We'll leave it at that.
Oh, didn't mean to overstep my boundaries. Hush hush, got it.
You're fired. Left mouse button to walk and interact with objects. Spacebar to display interactables in the room. Oh my goodness, that is excellent.
My service pistol. It fires conventional projectiles using magnetic propulsion. It's loaded with 600 rounds of compressed alloy ammunition. The battery's the limiting factor, lasting for about 80 shots in quick succession.
Wow. All right. Let's have a look at the corpse first, I suppose. A brief point here. A lot of people aren't a fan of kind of detective noir, that sort of thing. And, I play more of them than I recommend on this channel or that we even talk about on here. If you haven't noticed, on my channel, I pretty much only talk about the games that I like. I play a lot more than that. Having the ability to just turn on and off what is interactable is huge. That should save a lot of time in pixel hunting. Even with something like Techno Babylon, it was a challenge sometimes to identify what you could interact with. Developers take note. This is a big deal. In the lower right corner are your augmentations, toggled with a single mouse click. Forensic scanner, biometric analyzer, muscle boost. Biometric analyzer will automatically lock on to nearby targets. Biometric output may display emotional anomalies during dialogue. So it's a lie detector.
Looks pre-collapse, basically a glorified corner lamp.
Interesting.
There's a coin slot on the side with a coin stuck in it. I can probably pull it out using some extra strength.
Well, by golly. Be quick and to the point. Doesn't look happy to be here. Take your time to console the clearly distressed man. Begin by asking about his bloody hands. Boy. He does look distressed. I mean, first of all, he looks like something out of a Christmas book. It looks like his professional career began as like a toddler delivering cookies to Santa in a painting from the 1930s. Alright, console him.
Why don't you tell me about what happened this morning?
Okay.
Put an eye out for
Well, I
lies.
get up early for my morning smoke.
Bad for
I
you.
keep my smoke.
Okay. When was the last time you saw Carl alive?
Late last night, around midnight. He stayed up with us playing cards, which is unusual.
Unusual. How so?
Well, it was rare for Carl to stick around in the evenings. He usually went out by himself.
Oh. Do you know where he used to go?
No idea. He didn't talk much about that.
Intrigue.
Maybe he went to the canteen to meet some friends.
He has other friends?
Carl seemed a bit anxious last night. He seemed distracted.
Got it. Thanks for the info.
I need a complete list of all of his friends ever. Potential distractions that you might suspect, everything. I need all of it. Tell me.
He used to be so cheerful, you know? Always kidding around, always with a smile on his
Used
face.
to be.
But then about a year ago,
Ah.
something happened. He became absent-minded and humorless.
Fell in love.
I know people can change, but this came seemingly from nowhere.
Huh. What do you think caused this shift?
Good question.
No idea. Whatever it was, he wouldn't confide in me about it.
Do you know who the woman is?
Yeah, that's just some old girlfriend of Carl's from ages ago.
Is that so? It doesn't look that old. At least Carl looks about the same.
Guess the guy aged well. Any other questions?
Interesting. Logically explain that he has nothing to gain by being deceptive. See, in this case, I know that he lied. Well, something triggered anyway in this thing.
You should know that it would not serve your best interests to hide information from me. By refusing to cooperate, you'll force me to escalate the situation with a formal interrogation at the police station.
Ah, snap.
None of that is necessary.
I didn't ask, but yeah, it could be.
All right. Tell me everything you know about this woman.
Carl
Nice.
said she lived somewhere north of town, but that's all I know.
Handgun, can we just start capping people?
I'm afraid not. I didn't know Carl myself.
Allegedly.
What can you tell me about yourself?
Not much to tell.
Good
I grew
interview
up here in
question right
Nordson,
there.
and all my
Good
family is
interview
here.
question. Digging her hair, kind of the long on top, kind of shaved on the side. It's a good looking hairdo. I haven't seen that much in person, but
Okay, that's all I need for now.
looks good.
Very well then.
Dormitory. Let's go investigate.
Hey, I'm gonna go check out the dorm.
So, once again, this in another game, I'd be pixel hunting. Nope.
Huh. Odd place for a ventilation duct.
It's fake. Something hidden in the ventilation tube, no doubt.
I don't think extra strength helps there.
Oh, what? Fine. Coin? Maybe I can pry something off with the coin?
That combination makes no sense.
Oh, come on now. There's a little bit of sense there. Just busting my chops.
Huh. Odd place for a ventilation duct.
Break it. No, okay. Back to the locker room, maybe out into Nordson? Whatever the town name is. Yeah, Nordson. Nailed it.
Not yet. I think there's more to find in that locker.
What? Do I need to shoot it?
I already searched that.
Oh, okay, it analyzes. Alright, traces of rare flora. Gabriel, tell me about Saffron. And not the crazy gal from Firefly. Anybody watch Firefly? Amazing show. Terrible that it was canceled.
Do you know anything about saffron plants?
I know we grow them here in Nordson.
I've got to
but
be
I'm
able
not
to
sure
interact
exactly
with
where.
that vent somehow.
We have vegetables all over.
Fingerprints, and fingerprints again.
I'll need some way of getting it loose.
The coin? The coin that I tried to use earlier? You specifically told me that
There
didn't
was a
make
small
any
key
sense.
hidden inside the duct.
I was right. I was right.
I think
I'm
I'm
just
almost
saying.
done here.
It was right a while ago.
I should just talk to Gabriel
It's
before I
disappointing.
go.
Oh, okay. Mind sharing your findings?
You're fired.
It seems like the murder could be tied to a secret relationship Carl had with a woman. But I'm leaving all options open.
Sounds reasonable. Do you have a lead to follow up on?
It was you, Gabriel.
Yes.
I really should have said goodbye to the witness. Awesome. Okay.
I don't need to go down to the ground right now.
All right.
Looks like an old hovercraft.
Very cool. Excuse me, worker. Have you murdered anyone? Who's got the blade, huh? You got the blade? Where is it? Hovercraft? Boot print? You walked through here? Certainly should have walked through here. I'm just saying. Carl's bio, you got some blood on you? How about you? Okay.
All right, so this is the town square. That building with the emblem must be the police station.
I'm really digging the art on this. I mean, you know what exactly the collapse was and whatnot. I haven't skipped any significant story. None of that has really been explained just yet.
I'm surprised the Bureau got their thumb out of their ass. It's
Whoa.
not like they could find Nordson on a map.
I, for one, am grateful for their help. From what I hear, the person they sent is young, but quite capable.
Optimistic as always, eh, Kurt? I guess we'll see.
You're both fired.
Agent Anglin, we've been expecting you.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Agent.
Nice mustache,
Likewise.
Kurt.
Mild hallucinations, nightmares,
Oh,
burning
gosh.
sensations in the limbs, the occasional migraine. Things like that.
Yeah, that covers the usual suspects. All right, I think you're good to go then. We shouldn't keep the commissary waiting.
So what are the unusual suspects? Is this gonna be a horror game? Well, first things first, better scan the heck out of this place. Anything murderous in here? Is it the cactus? Did the cactus do it? So of course with the different paths you can take, Path of Frigg, Path of Tyr, and Path of Balder, you're able to kind of create the main character you want. But I'm really enjoying her thus far. Go have a look at my quarters here. What are we dealing with? My gosh. Got a plant, a robot. What's the story with the robot?
Looks purely decorative.
But what if it's not? File cabinet.
There's the bottle of molding resin here. Might be useful.
Interesting, okay.
A bottle of molding resin. I can use this to cast different shapes. It might also work as a glue.
Okay. I feel like they're drawing my attention to this vent for a reason.
Unmanned. Makes sense with no people in here.
But does it?
I don't need to mess with that.
You've got a random key.
That combination makes no sense.
You know what? Last time you told me that, I ended up being right.
Do you know if saffron is grown anywhere in Nordsund?
I think so, yes. There should be someone in town with more information.
Any tips on who? Ass.
Did you know Carl Oscarson?
I wouldn't say so. He and my son were playmates as children, but they grew apart in their teens. Haven't talked to Carl myself for many years.
I wonder why two boys would grow apart in their teens. Mutual love interest. Tremendously unhelpful.
That's all I needed.
Very
I'm
well.
gonna need to inspect your office before I leave.
A collection of what seems to be both fiction and books on law and social sciences. If that's all Anderson's, he's quite well read.
Books on law. Sounds lame. Whistling cheerfully.
Don't worry, Maya. You'll be put to rest soon. I know. Sorry about the delay. I was needed urgently out of town.
This guy's losing
Oh,
it.
hello there. Me and this old gal have been expecting you.
Gonna have to censor all of
Talkative,
this.
is she?
Ready for you to lie, man. I'm gonna be all over you. I'm gonna be all over you like you wouldn't even believe.
Do you know what this opens?
Not a clue. But it looks like a one-of-a-kind key.
Alright.
What are your
Good.
Do you know where
good.
saffron is grown in
Let's talk
Nordsund?
about plants.
I'm afraid not. We have plants all over, but botany is not my area of expertise.
It'd be great if you lied about that. Like, oh, anxious about botany. He's a closeted gardener.
Any theories on Carl's murder?
Not yet. I'll need to see the body first.
So you can hang out with him naked? Weirdo. Interesting.
What can you tell me about yourself, Doctor?
Crazy.
Oh.
Can I use the molding resin?
That combination makes no sense.
Okay, you could use the molding resin to take a cast of the stabbing of the thing. Blade shape. Is that it? Is that it right there? Has Carl been down here? Carl been hanging out at the morgue?
One last waiting room before the final embrace with the earth.
Jeez.
I
It's
suppose
dark.
that's where...
Does the key work on the crematory?
I don't see how those things work together.
Fine.
It's filled with cannulas, those little needle things used to connect an IV. I don't think I need one right now.
Are you sure?
A portable medical kit with all the essentials.
Why don't you take it? Because undoubtedly I'm going to
Unused
need it later.
bandages would come in handy in a pinch.
Why don't you procure them?
I don't need any water right now. Various
Fine.
medical supplies.
Some straight up steal shit
I'll
from the
wash my
dock.
hands when I go to bed. Plenty of time still to get my hands dirty.
Now, the CDC recommends constant hand washing. If your hands are not constantly being washed, 23 hours a day, including while you sleep, you're not doing it right. Okay? Well, that's going to do it for this quick look at Whispers of a Machine. Yet another point-and-click adventure set in a cyberpunk world, this one being post some sort of cataclysmic event and post-AI. The story already has me pretty interested, though I'll likely end up finding a walkthrough to complete this playthrough, in the interest of time. The voice acting is great. It makes so much difference in games like these when there is voice acting, and that voice acting is competent, as opposed to when there is no voice acting or the voice acting is very poorly done. This voice acting is very well done. The art of this game already has me intrigued. The idea of the augmentations,
We'll catch up later.
I've only got 3 of them unlocked at this point. There are at least 3 more to go, with possible different branching options depending on which path you choose to take, empathetic, assertive, or analytical. Not to mention seeming use of handgun for some violence at some point. Have you played Whispers of a Machine? What'd you think of it? Do you have any other recommendations for alternative games to Cyberpunk 2077 for those of us gaming on a budget? Obviously, I'll take a look at Deus Ex at some point, but I'm looking at games in different types of genres. I've got a few already downloaded that we'll be looking at that offer different types of gameplay elements, turn-based combat, branching decision trees, that sort of things. I really enjoyed this. I wasn't sure what to expect. I hadn't heard of Whispers of a Machine before it was on sale on GOG recently. The reviews didn't provide a whole lot of insight, but looking at the art I could tell that it would be something I wanted to try. Particularly since I had already looked at other point-and-click adventures for this Cyberpunk 2077 Alternative series, I wasn't sure if I was going to do a video on this one. However, the art, the story, and particularly the voice acting really hooked me here. I'm going to play through this one to figure it out. If you haven't yet, please be sure to like and subscribe. Subscribing doesn't cost you anything, of course, and it really does help a small channel like mine. Also, if you enjoyed the video or you like the idea of Cyberpunk 2077 alternatives for gamers on a budget, be sure to share a link to the playlist or a link to this video or something like that on social media if you're comfortable with that, or otherwise just by telling your friends about it. At any rate, this is Nodak Express Gaming. My name is Adam, and we'll see you next time.